They whisper about you in boardrooms, coffee shops, and behind closed doors. Your name dances on their tongues like forbidden fruit. And right now, you're probably making the deadliest mistake in the game of power. You're trying to clear your name. Stop. Put down that defensive statement. Cancel that clarifying email. Delete that social media post explaining your side of the story. Because every word you speak in your defense is a nail in the coffin of your influence. Stay with me, because at the end, I'll reveal the ultimate strategy to undo every bit of damage rumors have done to your power. 500 years ago, Niccolò Machiavelli discovered the most counterintuitive truth about power. The moment you defend yourself, you've already lost. Every rumor swirling around you isn't a threat to destroy. It's raw material to forge your legend. If you are here then, you've felt it. That burning urge to set the record straight, to explain your actions, to justify your choices, to prove your innocence. But here's what Machiavelli knew that you're just discovering. Defense is the language of the weak. Control is the vocabulary of kings. Never defend, always control. And that's exactly what you're about to learn, through the timeless laws of the man who embodied power itself, Machiavelli. And by the end of this video, you'll not be the person you are right now. Instead, you'll become a master of successfully transforming rumors into your favor, into your ultimate power. Every second you waste explaining yourself to people who've already made up their minds is energy stolen from building the empire you deserve. Your reputation isn't built on truth. It's built on perception. And perception, my friend, is the ultimate battlefield where legends are born and reputations are buried. But here's what separates the powerful from the powerless. The powerful don't clear their names. They weaponize the whispers. They turn rumors into currency. They transform gossip into gold. The Machiavellian truth: your reputation is your kingdom. Every rumor about you is a vote of relevance. Every whisper is proof that you matter enough to talk about. Right now, while you're obsessing over what they're saying, you're missing the most profound truth Machiavelli ever revealed. People only spread rumors about those who possess something worth taking. Think about it. When was the last time you heard a rumor about someone completely irrelevant? When did you last gossip about someone who holds no power, no influence, no desirable qualities? You don't. None of us do. We whisper about the winners, the mysterious, the powerful, the untouchable. The janitor cleaning your office doesn't have rumors swirling around him. The forgotten co-worker in the corner cubicle isn't the subject of speculation. But you're different. You're worth talking about. And that in itself is power. Machiavelli understood that reputation operates on a different plane than reality. Your actual character matters less than what people believe about your character. Your true intentions are irrelevant compared to what others assume about your intentions. In the game of influence, perception doesn't just matter. It's the only thing that matters. Every time you rush to correct a false narrative, you're essentially saying, "Please, let me reduce my mystique to mundane facts. Let me shrink my legend down to your limited understanding." You're begging them to see you as ordinary, predictable, harmless. The most dangerous people in history weren't the ones who explained themselves. They were the ones who let others wonder, worry, and create their own terrifying stories about what they might be capable of. Now, the truth you are about to discover will change the way you take rumors forever. The fatal flaw: why defending yourself destroys your power. Right now, you're probably thinking, but what if the rumors are damaging my reputation? Here's the brutal truth that will change everything. Your reputation was never in their hands to begin with. It was always in yours. When you defend yourself, you're doing something psychologically devastating. You're admitting that other people's opinions hold more weight than your own actions. You're confessing that strangers have the power to define who you are. You're surrendering your throne and begging for permission to reclaim it. Machiavelli wrote in The Prince that it's better to be feared than loved, because fear is more reliable than affection. But there's something even more powerful than fear: mystery. When people can't quite figure you out, they'll spend their entire lives trying to solve the puzzle that is you. Every rumor you refuse to address becomes a thread in the tapestry of your legend. Every question you don't answer becomes a story they'll tell themselves. Every mystery you maintain becomes a magnet that draws them deeper into your orbit. Watch what happens when you stop defending yourself. The people spreading rumors will grow frustrated. They wanted a reaction. They craved your attention. They fed on your defensive energy. But when you give them nothing, when you respond with elegant silence, they begin to doubt themselves. "Maybe I was wrong," they'll whisper. "Maybe there's more to this story. Maybe I don't understand what's really happening here." Your silence transforms their certainty into confusion, their confidence into curiosity. The most powerful force behind these so-called rumors hasn't even surfaced yet. And when it does, it will shock you. The Alchemy of Silence: How Mystery Becomes Magnetism. The most powerful weapon in your arsenal isn't your words. It's your willingness to let others wonder what you're not saying. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is potential energy waiting to be unleashed. When you choose not to respond, you're not being passive. You're being strategic. You're forcing others to project their own fears, desires, and assumptions onto the blank canvas of your silence. Machiavelli knew that the most effective rulers weren't the ones who explained every decision, but the ones who acted with purpose while keeping their motivations hidden. People respect what they can't fully understand. They follow leaders who seem to possess knowledge they don't have access to. Think about the most influential people in your life. Were they the ones who over-explained every choice? Or were they the ones who moved with quiet confidence, leaving you to wonder about the depth of their wisdom? The answer reveals everything about the nature of influence. When you remain silent in the face of rumors, you're communicating something profound. You don't need their approval to know your worth. You don't require their understanding to move forward. You don't depend on their validation to feel complete. This silence isn't about being aloof or arrogant. It's about understanding that your energy is precious, and defending yourself to people who've already decided to misunderstand you is like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. It's futile, exhausting, and ultimately self-destructive. Instead, let your actions speak. Let your results respond. Let your continued success be the only defense you ever need. While they're busy creating stories about who you are, you're busy becoming who you're meant to be. The people who matter don't need explanations. The people who need explanations don't matter. And the people who refuse to understand you regardless of how much you explain were never your audience to begin with. Now I am going to reveal the ultimate strategy that will help you build power through rumors. Yes, you heard it right. Build power through rumors. The strategic art of rumor warfare. Now we enter the advanced territory of Machiavellian thinking. You're not just going to ignore rumors, you're going to weaponize them. Every whisper about you becomes ammunition for your influence. Every story becomes a building block in your legend. Machiavelli understood that the most powerful rulers didn't just defend against attacks. They turned those attacks into opportunities. They used their enemies' weapons against them. They transformed criticism into curiosity, scandal into significance, and controversy into conversation. Here's how you begin to master rumor warfare. You become comfortable with being misunderstood. You accept that some people will create stories about you that have nothing to do with reality. You embrace the fact that your complexity cannot be reduced to simple explanations that satisfy simple minds. When someone spreads a rumor about you, ask yourself, what does this rumor reveal about the person spreading it? Often you'll discover that their gossip says more about their own insecurities, jealousies, or desires than it does about you. They're projecting their own shadow onto you because they can't face it within themselves. This gives you an upper hand over them as you learn their insecurities. The beauty of this realization is that it frees you from the need to correct every false narrative. You understand that their rumors are more about them than about you. You're simply the screen onto which they're projecting their own internal movie. But here's where it gets strategically brilliant. You can influence what they project. By controlling certain aspects of your image while leaving others mysterious, you can guide their speculation in directions that serve your interests. The master of rumor warfare doesn't fight the stories. They curate them. They don't deny the whispers. They conduct the symphony. The most dangerous power isn't what you hide. It's what you choose to reveal. And this is where it gets most interesting, and cards turn in your favor. The art of strategic revelation. Machiavelli taught that timing is everything in politics and power. The same principle applies to managing your reputation. You don't reveal everything at once, and you don't hide everything forever. You reveal information strategically in carefully measured doses that maximize impact. Think of yourself as the director of your own biographical film. You don't show every scene, you show the scenes that advance the plot. You don't explain every character's motivation, you let the audience figure it out. You don't answer every question, you pose new ones that keep them engaged. They think they know you, but that's because you let them. When you do choose to reveal something about yourself, make it count. Make it surprising. Make it reframe everything they thought they knew about you. Just enough to earn their trust. Just enough to shape their story. And then, when the moment is right, you drop the truth like a blade. This is the art of strategic revelation, and it's how shadows seize control in plain sight. This selective revelation keeps people on their toes, constantly reassessing their assumptions about who you are and what you're capable of. The key is to reveal your strength through action, not explanation. Show them what you can do. Don't tell them what you might do. Demonstrate your value through results, not through self-promotion. Let your competence speak louder than your words ever could. But also understand the power of strategic vulnerability. Occasionally revealing a carefully chosen weakness or struggle can humanize you without diminishing your power. It makes you relatable while maintaining your mystique. It shows depth without revealing your entire depth. Machiavelli himself was a master of this balance. He wrote openly about political strategy while keeping his personal motivations largely hidden. He shared his observations about human nature while maintaining his own air of mystery. He gave away his knowledge while keeping his power intact. The most powerful people don't tell you everything they know. They tell you just enough to make you realize how much you don't know. The psychology of projection. Why they can't stop talking about you. Here's something that will fundamentally change how you view rumors. People don't talk about you because of who you are. They talk about you because of who they wish they were or fear they might become. Every rumor is a confession. Every piece of gossip is a revelation about the person spreading it. When someone obsesses over your success, they're confessing their own feelings of inadequacy. When they criticize your choices, they're revealing their own regrets. When they question your motives, they're projecting their own hidden agendas. Machiavelli understood that human nature is fundamentally predictable. People will always view others through the lens of their own experiences, desires, and fears. They can't help but project their own psychology onto the people they observe. This gives you incredible power. By understanding what drives people to spread rumors about you, you can predict their behavior. You can anticipate their criticisms. You can prepare for their attacks. But more importantly, you can use their projections to your advantage. When someone spreads a rumor that paints you as ruthlessly ambitious, they're telling you that they see ambition as powerful. When they whisper about your mysterious connections, they're revealing that they value social influence. When they speculate about your wealth, they're confessing their own financial insecurities. Each rumor becomes market research. Each whisper reveals what people find threatening, attractive, or enviable about you. This information is gold for anyone seeking to build influence and maintain power. Your enemies become your intelligence network. Your critics become your consultants. Your rumors become your roadmap to understanding what people truly value. The paradox of authenticity in a world of perception. This is where many people get confused. They think that managing your reputation means being fake or manipulative. But Machiavelli would argue that the opposite is true. The most authentic thing you can do is refuse to let others define your authenticity for you. When you stop defending yourself, you're not being dishonest. You're being true to your own worth. When you maintain mystery, you're not being deceptive. You're being selective about who deserves access to your full story. When you let others wonder, you're not being manipulative. You're being strategic about your energy. The paradox is that by caring less about what others think, you become more magnetic to the people who matter. By explaining less, you become more intriguing to those worth knowing. By defending less, you become more respected by those whose respect is worth having. This doesn't mean you become cold or disconnected. It means you become selective. You save your vulnerability for those who've earned it. You reserve your explanations for those who've proven they can handle the truth. You offer your authenticity to those who've demonstrated they won't weaponize it against you. Machiavelli wrote about the importance of appearing virtuous while being practical. In modern terms, this means being genuinely good while being strategically smart. You can be authentic and still be selective about who gets to see that authenticity. The people who truly know you will defend you when others gossip. The people who truly understand you won't need explanations when rumors swirl. The people who truly value you won't believe lies about you, regardless of how convincing those lies might seem. Your authenticity is not a public performance. It's a private gift you give to those who've proven worthy of receiving it. Here's something that will transform your thinking forever. The long game, building a legend that outlasts your lifetime. Machiavelli was playing a game that extended far beyond his own lifetime. He understood that true power isn't measured in years or decades. It's measured in centuries. His ideas about power, influence, and human nature are still relevant today, 500 years later, because he focused on timeless principles rather than temporary tactics. You must think about your reputation the same way. Every rumor you refuse to address becomes part of your legend. Every mystery you maintain becomes part of your mythology. Every question you don't answer becomes part of your eternal story. The people who spend their lives explaining themselves are forgotten within a generation. But the people who maintain their mystery, who let others wonder, who keep their deepest motivations hidden, these are the people who become legends. Think about the most fascinating historical figures. Were they the ones who left detailed explanations of every decision, or were they the ones who acted with purpose while keeping their reasoning hidden? The answer reveals everything about the nature of lasting influence. Your goal isn't to be understood by everyone. Your goal is to be unforgettable to anyone who encounters you. You want people to tell stories about you long after you've left the room. You want them to wonder about you long after your conversation has ended. You want them to remember you long after your paths have diverged. This requires patience. It requires discipline. It requires the wisdom to play the long game while others are focused on short-term validation. But the payoff is immense. You become the kind of person others spend their lives trying to figure out. Legends aren't built on explanations. They're built on mysteries that capture the imagination and refuse to let go. What I am about to reveal will surprise you on how you have been losing everything in the name of your so-called emotions. The emotional mastery. Why your feelings are your greatest enemy. Here's where most people lose the game before it even begins. They let their emotions dictate their response to rumors. They feel hurt, so they defend. They feel angry, so they attack. They feel misunderstood, so they explain. But emotions are the enemy of strategy, and strategy is the foundation of power. The moment you feel the urge to defend yourself, that's precisely when you must do the opposite. That burning sensation in your chest when someone spreads lies about you, that's your ego screaming for validation. That desperate need to set the record straight, that's your insecurity demanding attention. But here's the profound truth that will transform your relationship with rumors forever. Your emotional reaction to what others say about you reveals more about your character than their words ever could. A person secure in their power doesn't need to prove their worth to those who've already decided to diminish it. The most powerful people in history understood that emotional control is the foundation of all other forms of control. If you can't control your reaction to rumors, you'll never control your reputation. If you can't master your emotions, you'll never master the game of influence. Your enemies want you to react emotionally. Your success depends on your refusal to give them that satisfaction. These are the rules that will make you rise above rumors like a myth, like a legend. The Practical Mastery, your daily rulebook for rumor control. Now let's make this practical. Here's your daily operating system for turning every rumor into power. Rule 1, the 48-hour rule. When you hear a rumor about yourself, commit to staying silent for at least 48 hours. This cooling-off period prevents emotional reactions and gives you time to think strategically. Most rumors die naturally within this time frame if you don't feed them. Rule 2, the source evaluation. Before you even consider responding to a rumor, evaluate its source. Is this person someone whose opinion actually matters in your life or career? Are they in a position to impact your goals? If the answer is no, your response should be silence. Don't let people below your level drag you into their conversations. Rule 3, the energy audit. Every minute you spend defending yourself is a minute not spent building your future. Every hour you waste explaining your actions is an hour not invested in taking better actions. Keep a mental audit of where your energy goes. The goal is to spend maximum energy on advancement and minimum energy on defense. Rule 4, the mystery maintenance. Deliberately maintain aspects of your life that people can wonder about. Don't share every detail of your success. Don't explain every strategic decision. Don't reveal every connection or resource. Let people speculate about the depth of your capabilities. Rule 5. The strategic revelation. When you do choose to reveal something about yourself, make it count. Share information that reframes the entire narrative. Reveal successes that make the rumors seem petty. Demonstrate capabilities that make the gossip irrelevant. Rule 6. The redirect protocol. If someone directly asks you about a rumor, don't deny it. Redirect the conversation. I'm more focused on current project, goal, achievement than on what people are saying about me. This acknowledges their question without giving the rumor more attention. Rule 7. The alliance building. While you're staying silent about rumors, actively build relationships with people who matter. The people who know you well will defend you when others gossip. Focus on deepening connections with valuable allies rather than correcting perceptions among irrelevant critics. Your daily choices around rumor management determine whether you're building influence or bleeding it away. Choose wisely. The final transformation from defender to legend. This is the moment where everything changes. You stop being someone who reacts to rumors and become someone who transcends them. You stop being a character in other people's stories and become the author of your own legend. This is the ultimate victory. You become more interesting than the rumors about you. Your actual life becomes more compelling than the stories people create about your life. Your real achievements become more impressive than the gossip about your methods. Machiavelli would be proud. You've learned to play the game of influence at the highest level. You've discovered that the most powerful response to rumors isn't a response at all. It's a life so compelling that rumors become irrelevant. The people who once spread gossip about you now tell stories about your success. The people who once criticized your methods now study your results. The people who once questioned your character now respect your consistency. You've become what every person with true power becomes: unavailable for petty arguments, unreachable by trivial criticism, and uninterested in the opinions of people who don't matter. This is your new reality. You don't clear your name. You make it legendary. You don't defend your reputation. You build it beyond attack. You don't explain your power. You demonstrate it through your refusal to justify it. Welcome to the ranks of the untouchable. Welcome to the world of those who've learned that the greatest defense is no defense at all. Welcome to the life of someone who's turned every rumor into power. The game is over. You've won. Not because you fought the rumors, but because you transcended them. Not because you cleared your name, but because you made it unforgettable. Your first step into power. Right now, someone is probably spreading a rumor about you. Someone is misinterpreting your actions. Someone is questioning your motives. And you have a choice to make. Will you rush to defend yourself, or will you use this moment to begin building your legend? Will you explain your side of the story, or will you let your future success be the only explanation you ever need? Will you clear your name, or will you make it so powerful that rumors become irrelevant? The choice is yours, but remember, legends aren't built on explanations. They're built on mysteries that capture the imagination and refuse to let go. Your transformation starts now. Your legend begins today. Your power is waiting for you to claim it. Never defend. Always control. Turn every rumor into power. The throne is empty. Will you take it? But don't just take my word for it. I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me about a time when staying silent about a rumor or criticism actually worked in your favor? Or better yet, tell me about the rumor that's bothering you right now, but don't defend it. Just acknowledge it exists and watch how differently people respond to you. Like this video if you're ready to stop explaining yourself and start building your legend. Subscribe for more strategies that the powerful use but never talk about. And remember, the most powerful thing you can do right now is nothing at all. Your silence is your strength. Your mystery is your magnetism. Your restraint is your power.